Okay, lawn fans, you ready? This is not a front yard video, but I want to give you an update on where I'm at with the front yard real quick. Got a little bronzing effect going on again. Right now with the heat and humidity here in Georgia, my lawn was growing crazy, even under regulation. I put out another app yesterday morning with iron in it, and it got the bronzing effect to it. So next year, I'm probably gonna try, or maybe, probably next year, I'm gonna try T-Next. This is Primo Max, but there's a little update on the front. Now, for all of my loyal followers that have been watching my channel, you know the backyard. And I'm gonna give you new listeners and new watchers an update or a history of it. Backyard had a ton of water runoff going down where I'm walking right now. When we moved in here, it washed out the entire topsoil in the backyard. There was no topsoil at all, just Georgia red clay. There were trenches, all sorts of things from water runoff back here. So I set about, number one, bringing in some organic matter and topsoil, some sand, leveling things out, busting the ground up. And then I had probably 3 different phases of Bermuda that I put back here. And I got all that sod free. But it just, because this tree canopy right here, and that's thinned out, I took a tree down, cut limbs back. I did a lot of work back here to get this canopy open, but it still did not want to survive. It just thinned out. So I came in and I put in tall turf type fescue and had the roof put on the deck. Well, the contractor tore the backyard up pretty good as expected. No fault of his. Poor planning on my part. So I reseeded tall turf type fescue and it came in, it was beautiful. But the Georgia heat did not like it. I hammered this with hydrotane, potassium, kept it watered, fungicides, everything I possibly could, but it just did not like the Georgia heat back here. The problem, again, is this canopy. Probably half the yard is in full sun for 6+ hours a day. The outer perimeter where the trees are in between my neighbors and me, that gets sun maybe 4 to 6 hours. So what I did is I invested in some expensive zoysia, Zeon Zoysia, however you say it. And right now that's the top tier that you can get. And it says that it can survive with 6 hours of sun, that it is shade tolerant, and it feels good on the bare foot, fills in nicely. And you can cut it anywhere from 1 inch up to, I don't know, I guess 3 or 4 inches if you wanted to. So here she is. I put this in a year ago, first week in August. Now this is what I learned about this. You're gonna see these thin spots here. And you're gonna see some other issues here, but I'm gonna show you a bigger issue down there near the shed. But what I learned is, first of all, when I put it in, I kept this watered. But as the Bermuda out front went into dormancy, I quit watering this out here. And that was mistake number 1. I should have continued giving this water throughout the late fall, winter, and I did into the spring. That was my first mistake. My second mistake is that I didn't properly maintain this like I should have in the off season. I probably should have put down some type of pre-emergent. I know some of you guys are saying, no. But I was inundated with a lot of poet that I was hand pulling and crabgrass that I was pulling throughout the spring into the early summer. I could still go through on parts of this, and this is one reason why I didn't put pre-emergent down, is because I could still go through parts of this late fall, early spring, and pick up a piece of sod, and it had not rooted all the way down in. And that scared me. So I also should have pushed this with an organic nitrogen, and I did not. I told myself the first year I'm not putting any products out here on this backyard. And so from early spring through the beginning summer, nothing was on this at all. I needed to do that to push the lawn for it to root and for it to fill in some of these spaces that you see that I'm leveling like this. And then down through this strip. The big problem was dead spot. We had a winter that at the very end going into spring, the temperatures got way down. And here in Georgia, way down means we got into the teens, didn't get out of the 30s, heavy frost that killed a lot of plants, damaged a lot of trees. My hand will give you an indication on how big that this spot is. I put some sand in. I've got some, I hate to tell you guys this, but I got Milorganite out on this area just because it's a natural fertilizer. I didn't want anything synthetic on this because my dog plays out here. I didn't want to take a chance on over fertilizing and burning. But anyways, it's starting to spread now. So dead spot there. Brian, that's never going to fill in by the end of the season. This is the middle of July. You're on the backside. I know that. So what I'm going to do, I'm coming over to this plot that I purposely put right here. And look at this zoysia in the shade. I purposely put this here to see how it would do in the shade. And these were pieces that I cut and ripped and that were left over from this yard over here. So that's why it looks kind of scraggly here. But I'm going to plug this and it's going to go over there. And then I probably will end up pushing it with a little bit heavier nitrogen and water, plenty of water. And I think that'll fill in. Now, this is zoysia. I'm Bermuda Brian. I don't know everything about zoysia. Not that I know everything about Bermuda either. So I'm gonna wait, and this is gonna be a test. And if I screw it up, it'll be something you guys learn from. But overall, am I happy with this lawn? Heck yeah. If I could have had a video a while ago, I was out here giving this a quick trim at a higher setting. I had been cutting this at 1 inch. No, 1.5 inches. And the same thing, I don't know if I've already said this or not, but that's tall Turk top fescue on the borders out there. And I have to have that out there and way down there near the shed because of the shade ring of this tree canopy. This zoysia is not gonna fill in back there for sure. But anyways, my dog was out here as I was cutting. He was running circles around in this. He was having a great time. And we sit up there on the deck and you look down there at the fire pit that I've got. It's just, and the lights are on at night in this green yard. It just looks good. And I'm glad that I finally invested in something that is gonna look nice back here. And this is a view of it. Now I do have some other spots like this. This tree is soaking up. This is a big old, I think, black oak tree, if that guy told me right. But it's soaking up a lot of the nutrients right there, and I have not kept it as moist and wet as I should have, and I have been here within the last month. And if you can see, it's all coming in now that I've been keeping this ground with a lot more irrigation on it. So that's it. That's the update. That's the yard right there. It's all filling in. I'm a little behind because of my non-existing knowledge of zoysia and how to take care of it. But I think that I am going to make it work. It is going to work and it's going to be successful. So that's it for this video. Bermuda Brian out.